Well, first, I think I need to add that this is happening in the middle of the day, and I usually do it in the morning, and I feel a little bit antsy about that. So, good or bad, I've got this habit now. So, ended up, I wrote stuff down. I was afraid I would forget. So, again, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's interesting. The things that were really driving me this morning that I just felt so compelled, like I needed to share, talk to myself about it. And I know I'm talking to myself about it. I guess I'm wondering, what I'm using that for, I guess. Is it so I don't forget. Anyway, I did feel like I had to write down, so silly. I guess I'm just telling myself that the dots are connecting more and more. Just because other people don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. And I just get more and more evidence all the time. So, had this incredible gathering of geeks, local geeks, with the purpose of some kind of Match.com tech, using tech to facilitate the chaos that's bound to happen if we do set people free. And then a conversation later with Amy about how that original geek conversation went, and thinking about bigger players to join us, and specifically Google and Facebook. And then that night, Carl Fish's post, which Hannah woke me up late in the middle of the night, and I swore I wouldn't go online anymore, and I noticed that, and I watched the video, and it was a debate between Eric Schmidt, CEO of Google, and Peter Thiel. And as I listened to that conversation, as is everything now, and I think that's just life, but I'm noticing it more. So as I listened to that conversation, I heard all these other conversations. The conversation that I'm having with James L. Tucker as I read his books about, and Saul and Deb, about running for president, running for office, the act of running, how much energy and time that takes, and then the act of the office, how much energy and time that takes. And a lot of times they just completely lose touch because they're in a different city or whatever. So then hearing Eric and Peter talk about government and policy getting in the way, and as they're debating, I'm thinking, this is the perfect pair, That's part of why I want a collaboratory space. Because I see these perfect pairings all over. Like now I'm going crazy to get Shirley, the 11-year-old, with Nikhil, the 17-year-old. I just finished Shirley's book. It's amazing. I mean, we just need to get out of the way. If we don't know what to do, we should just move back and let these brilliant people, youth in particular, speak up. So anyway, and it's all boiling down to what matters most, and are we really paying attention to what we're doing with the hours of our day? So of course that feeds into all of our stuff. And then met up with another guy that's got this group going. I can't remember what they called themselves, but I found a photo he posted on Facebook of Elik talking about school keeping us glued to a society that we really don't want. That's a big paraphrase, but and John Dewey's, I have this call out for let's redefine public ed, and Bill sends his little version is just a quote by Dewey that it should be a democratic society. And then I start thinking about, because Carl Fish, I think, brought it up, but they might have in the debate about capital and small letters. Like, is it really a lowercase education now? And people are always saying, is it a lowercase democracy? And I think, yeah, I think we get rid of all the capital letters. I mean, until we can figure out that this is about us being us and sharing things in common, and people like Eric and Peter, while they can be at polar opposites on things, the key thing in their gut, if they listen long enough, is the same. And I just think that's huge. Noticing that every act, there's a story behind it. That's Shirley, amazing 11-year-old again, paints that so clearly in her words. What happens in a school building, in a classroom. And again, I witnessed it just this last week with our labels. What are we doing to the human spirit? So anyway, obviously a little bit pumped about the connections. Trying to figure out my next step while I'm stepping now. Shirley Not is her name. And then again, the conversation with Toma and Jerry and Monique and Michael. And then reading Doc Serrell's book on intention and economy. It's very exciting. The potential and the capabilities we have before us. If we'll start modeling setting ourselves free, and then helping other people to be set free. James made a point about it's not about money, but at this point we need money to help set people free, because otherwise they're spending their time at places to get money. He's very good about laying out the redefinition of success that we need. So all that conversation we had about redefining success, he's nailed it all. I think that's it, so that I don't go crazy. Okay, so just the final. The whole push-pull mentality. Not even push-pull, allure versus push. Because if we can start seeing closer, a closer version of seeing with our hearts and seeing into hearts, we'll see intention. And if we are assuming that people are good, now we're going to start hearing some of their stories. Some of the stories that are why they act the way they do, Dying to talk to Queen Noor of Jordan about her husband, King Hussein, and Saddam Hussein's conversations. How could we not? Just connections and being able to have those intentional conversations filled with the intent of our hearts. How could we not be craving that?